Welcome to this latest edition in our video interview series here at iConnect. My name is Richard Albert, and along with Tom Ginsberg and David Landau, I'm a founding co-editor of this blog, iConnect. Today we're going to be speaking with Patricia Garcia Majado, a PhD candidate in law at Oviedo University, in our latest edition of 5 questions that we pose to a scholar of public law. Patricia, hi.
Hi, Richard.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for doing this. I know you're very busy. So let's just dive into the first question, which is, what are you researching and writing right now?
Well, at this moment, I'm very focused on my PhD, so it takes most of my time, if not all my time. It is about the immunities of power. I'm trying to build a general theory about that could explain how different pathologies could grow in a legal system whose aim is to protect or shield constituted powers, that is public powers, how they appear and how they can be conceptualized in theoretical terms. At this moment, I am finishing my PhD, giving some examples of the categories that I have made. Apart from that, I'm also working along with Miguel Presno on the topic of direct citizen participation in constitutional amendments. That is part of a research project led by Benito Alaez about constitutional amendments and defense of democracy, as you know. So I am amused right now.
So the first part of what you're researching and writing, your PhD dissertation, could you give us some examples of what you mean by immunities?
I'm trying to refer to the different mechanisms that sometimes the legal system creates to shield the public powers from controls, for example, prerogatives, for example, the abuse of urgent legislation, or for example, the abuse of emergency states. All these kind of extraordinary or dangerous mechanisms sometimes can develop into immunities of power, resistance from the point of view of the public power. So I'm trying to analyze them and build the conceptual categories that could explain how they work, how they appear, how they develop.
Oh, I see. So this is a conceptualization of this idea of an immunity. You are not referring, I think, to maybe the codification of an immunity in a constitution. It's more of a conceptual inquiry, isn't it?
Exactly. It's a conceptual categorization in theoretical terms, and then I try to apply these concepts, this categorization to concrete examples, and try to analyze concrete examples of what I'm saying.
Interesting. Very timely, given the use and misuse of emergency powers in constitutional democracies around the world today. Mm-hmm. Second question, Patricia, is how and when do you write? You're very busy. You have 2 major projects ongoing right now. How do you manage, allocate, budget your time for writing? Do you have a set schedule? Do you just write whenever the mood strikes you? How do you do it?
I try to write whenever I feel I am somehow inspired. That doesn't happen quite often, but well, during my PhD period, I have tried to set a routine because it helps me to concentrate and disciplines myself. So I usually work at my office during the mornings, and then from 4 to 7, 8, it depends on the day. This is the formal schedule, but I'm also flexible with that depending on the classes I have, the meetings I have to attend to, conferences, etc. So more or less, this is my way of doing my PhD. Nonetheless, I'm also open to work in alternative places like coffee shops or airports or maybe the library at home. So I'm okay with that too.
So you are now, Patricia, on the path to becoming a law professor. How and when did you realize that this is something that you wanted to do?
That's a tough question. I cannot identify, I think, the concrete moment in which I decided that I wanted to be a scholar. In fact, I'm still on my way. However, I think that everything started when I studied constitutional law at the law school, and especially a subject that was called fundamental rights, that was taught by who is currently my PhD supervisor. I realized at that moment how much I liked the discipline, how great would be to make people think as he did with me, with us, and how great would be to dedicate your professional life to study and to learn, even if it sounds a little bit freak at the beginning, but I think it was my inspiration. So the academia appeared as the natural path for me.
You are surrounded at the university, Oviedo University, with great scholars in constitutional law, in public law, specifically in administrative law. It's really an abundance of riches that we don't see here in North America. You have, I think, 12, 13, 14, 15 scholars in constitutional law. This is just incredible. So you are really fortunate to be in that situation. They're of course fortunate to have you as a doctoral candidate. So congratulations again. Next question: what has been so far the most important book, article, most important scholarly work for you in your research and writing right now?
I think that everything you read when you start studying influences you in a great extent. I think that in my case, Kelsen's Essence and Value of Democracy, which I read at the end of my first year at law school, was the point of departure for me in academic terms. And also the books of Ignacio de Otto, especially his Sistema de Fuentes, it has a great impact on my academic background, definitely.
And so you are writing now, Patricia. You have published some works already. Which of your published works are you most proud of? Would you say that you would want people to read? I ask because when we publish this interview on iConnect, I will also give our readers a link to this book, article, paper, so that they can read about you, read your work, engage with your ideas.
Given that I have just started my academic career, I don't have a wide scientific production from which I could select one paper which identifies me the most. But I think that it will be my doctoral dissertation, in fact, the one that best reflects my personal approach to constitutional law and also to the phenomenon that I'm trying to study. But leaving this aside, I will say that if I had to choose one paper, I will choose, I think, the one I wrote about the abuses of urgent legislation in Spain during this last 40 years of democracy, which is also something that I study in my PhD.
Okay, great. So you will send me that link. I will then put that when we publish this interview for our readers and viewers. And now the only thing left for me to do is to say thank you. Thank you for taking some time on your on what I know is always a busy day for you of research and writing. And we really enjoyed getting to know a bit about you and about your work. And we wish you great luck as you complete your dissertation.
Thank you very much, Richard, and thank you very much, the iConnect team, for this interview and for all your work and initiatives that encourage research and also research of the beginners like me. So thank you very much for that, and congratulations.
You're of course welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.